wanna run away. I think I'll go back to that place I stay. Play on the server the TimeShot way. Hello people, it's Poet, and I'm back on TimeShot, and finally, the world download has been released. So, I mean, the funny thing is, like, I was releasing episodes, and every single episode I record, I would think, okay, well, there's no way, with the backlog that I've got, there's no way that I'm going to be able to get them all out by the time the world download comes out. But then I ended up releasing more and more and more. And I kept working on the world more and more and more. But in any case, the world download is finally out. Hope you guys are enjoying it, those of you who decided to download it. It is a rather big download, except that a smaller version has been provided for you guys as well. Come on. Come on. There we go. A smaller version with some chunks deleted. I think it was Jordy who put that out there on the Reddit. You can check it out. It's a little bit of a smaller download. Not, you know, if your internet's bad as it is, it's probably not going to make a huge difference, but it's a significant size change anyway, so it might help you. But I did leave some tidbits around that map, and I want to go through them today. But first, you can see that I'm digging out one of the donor rooms, and that's kind of why I had gone all through there where I just was. I was on the surface, and I dug these tunnels essentially like this. Just kind of out of frustration, because I'm down here working, and I can just hear mobs like crazy, and it's so annoying. I don't know, it's just one of those pet peeves of mine, you know. If I hear mobs, it's going to be really, really annoying to me, and I have to take care of it. So I could hear them like they were right beside me, and it turned out that they were actually way up at the surface. I really wish there was a way that I could prevent the slimes from spawning in the swamp area as much as they do. I don't mind if one or two spawns in there, but I just don't want to hear them. You know what I mean? So I'm in here and I'm working a little bit, and one of the main reasons, I just have to jump across for a second and see how I did it here. So it's a stone brick and then a log and then the block. Stone bricks on the sides of it. Steps. Okay. Whee! All the way across. Man, ender pearling makes it so easy to build these rooms, because I used to have to, like, okay, how does that look? So then I'd run all the way. Actually run all the way over there. How does it look? Okay. Oh yeah, it has a stone brick. Okay, run all the way back. All the way back. So now I can just throw pearl in them across. There we go. Sound effects included. So what I want to do, I don't have any of the necessary blocks really. I could go like that, I guess. And then temporarily, even instead of spruce, just do oak. Because I want to start this room here now, too. Because I got a donation a few days ago, and it was kind of a unique one. As some of you guys know, I released my Steam profile public. And with that, the wish list of games that I have on there is also public. So what happened is, like, not very long after I had made it public, like literally maybe a few minutes after I had made it public, I got a donation of a game. And I, right away, said to myself, actually, I said it to, I think Code and Fabe were in the call. I think it was Code and Fabe, that I'm going to make another room, another donor room, especially for Steam game purchases. So this will be the Steam games room, and in this Steam games room we've got one already. I'm gonna just jump across. Hit it, please. Oh, scary. I'm going to grab, for the Steam game room, you see, video games hold a special place in my heart. It's not like the Amazon wish list is any less important, but video games in themselves, like, I can actually record them. Some of them benefit myself personally. Like, the thing about donations is that I don't want people to buy things that I'm going to make a profit on. But a Steam game, obviously, there's that chance. So what I'm going to do, I just want to remove some of the stuff here. And by some of that stuff, I don't have any stuff that I can really get rid of. I guess some cobble, because I don't really need it. Yeah, for now. And all I really need... only 2 ender pearls left. What? I need to get more. I really need... I'm going to do gold block. And although it wasn't a $50 purchase, what I decided is that no matter what the price of the game, because like I said, there is the potential that I could benefit from a video game that's bought for me. Because there's that chance, you know, even if it's a $2 game, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them all gold blocks. No matter what, even if it's less than 50 like this one was. So, actually, this one's kind of interesting because Squidgy is the person who donated it, and the game itself was Oort, O-O-R-T. Is that how you say it? Oort? Oort? But you can see here in the Amazon room, he already donated a kitchen knife, which it's funny, like the things that have been donated in the Amazon room, just how much I use them. Comic book I've read, and it's now on a bookshelf. But like a lot of the stuff, oh man, like so much of the stuff in the Amazon room are like day to day. Like I use them every single day. That kitchen knife, those kitchen shears. I really, honestly, yeah, it was the kitchen knife. I don't know why I said kitchen knife, because it's actually shears. It's like scissors. But it's kitchen scissors things, and I use them constantly. Man, constantly. I used them just yesterday to open up a package of food, which I guess is one of their main purposes. But then I used them like a couple days ago to cut a wire on like the grass trimmer that I have. And I used them for like cutting out brochure pieces and for just like everything. The steak knives I use all the time too, like everything that needs cutting. I even eat an apple with a steak knife. I know that might sound weird to some people. I like cutting my apple as I eat it. I know some people do it, so I know that I'm not completely bizarre. But I eat even my apples with steak knives, and I use those steak knives. It's the only steak knives I have. That's why I put them on the list. So I appreciate those. The bread pan, I actually do bake a lot. I think the last thing I baked in the bread pan was a banana bread, and it was really amazing. Vegetable peeler, again, like I eat carrots a lot. Like there's not a lot of vegetables that I buy when I go to the store. But one of the things that I always have is carrots. And one of the main vegetables that you peel is carrots, I feel. So like I use that a lot. And then of course the sleep resistance, which was a French press coffee. Long story about that one. I actually shattered it. I know, it's bad because it's a really expensive. The one that I had on my wish list was a really expensive French press. And I cleaned it. I washed it. I put it on the drying rack. I got a drying rack because I do all my dishes by hand. And I was drying it. And then once it was dry, I went to go pick it up. And I guess it was still just a little bit wet. It slipped out of my hand and fell back into the sink. And it shattered into a million pieces. But, fear not. What I did, I actually had a really old French press that I wasn't using anymore from IKEA. Okay? And what I did is I completely dismantled the French press from IKEA. completely. Took off the handles, took off the base, took off the lid, took off everything. And I took all that stuff from the good one minus the glass part and put the glass part from IKEA into it, into the like the really expensive one. So, I mean, glass is glass. That's not going to change. But which one was this? This was OORT. That's what it was. Thanks, Squidgy. I actually talked to Squidgy after, and I said that I wanted to play with him because he's the expert on ORT. But anyway, yeah, I took the IKEA stuff, the glass beaker thing. I put it into the really expensive frame and the lid and the filter and all that kind of stuff. So to me, nothing's changed. I was just very lucky that I still had that old glass beaker laying around somewhere. So I MacGyvered it back together, and it's all good now. Thankfully, because I really love my French press so much. Use it literally every single day of my life. I think that's the one item in that entire room that I use every single day. But the video games, yeah, that's going to be interesting. So again, I guess what I'll do is I'll say that you can look at my wish list and pick up games on there if you want. But I'm not going to be putting that in the description of the videos or anything. The way you find it. My public profile is available now. You can go onto Reddit. We at TimeShot do have a Steam group, and from there you can find me, and from there you can find my wish list. It's a little bit of jumping through you got to do, but you can do that if you like. So thank you very much, Squidgy. I appreciate it. So in here, I just want to sort a few things, I guess, first. Running out of space for stone. I got way too much of it to the point where I just don't want to use my silk touch anymore. So that's a thing. What else? Okay, dirt. I got an idea for today that I wanted to do. I wanted to first go through all the signs that I left for the world download. Okay. So I'm going to try to remember where I placed them all, first of all. So I left little signs like this throughout the world download. And if you download it, oops, I took a screenshot of it. Well, that's okay. If you download the one from May 2015, if you're watching this in the future, might not be this current month that you're watching on, but May 2015, I left all these little signs, and it's just little things that I want to improve upon. So I almost want to make a big like checklist, not a wish list, but like a checklist of things that I want to do, little different tasks. How did this guy spawn here? Did you see that creeper up there too? What's going on? Should be bright enough here. 7. Oh, wow. Okay. Just dark enough, I guess. So I left all these little signs around, and they were little signs showing the different improvements that I wanted to eventually make. So you guys can kind of walk around and see what's going on in my head. Obviously, I'm insane, so that doesn't really... It won't be the full extent of what's going on in my head, but some of it. So, for example, World DL note, portal to be removed and replaced. So what I am going to do actually right now is remove this. Which ones are either of them efficiency? This one's 4. This one's 4 as well. So they're both efficiency 4. I'm going to get rid of the silk touch before I get rid of my fortune. Thank you very much. So just go through it. And I will be replacing this, obviously, for my own convenience, for the next world download, for people on the server, and that kind of thing. I'm going to break mine in the nether as well because I don't want people using it at all. And I'm actually going to be relocating where this portal is, which might change where it is. Well, it should change where it is in the nether as well. Because I'm not planning on having it in the same location at all. I'm actually even thinking of putting it more towards where the outside is, like outside these walls, maybe. So it could change things quite a bit. Or I might even put it outside the walls that way, or that way, I should say. Kind of in front of the Hall of Heroes where the lumber mill is. Maybe make a little tiny monument type of thing there. And have my portal there. But then, you know, it's kind of out of the way. I just don't want this big portal in the middle of my build anymore. Is really my reason for doing this. So that sign is done. Done. Moved. Not replaced yet. But I'll have to think of a place where I'm going to put it. The other place I was thinking was maybe out like down there or up here. I could even make one of these buildings the portal room. Make this like a little portal monument. You could come out in my world right here. That might be cool. I wouldn't have to move it too much. What else? Let's see. Oh yeah, obviously in the world download, I finished up a few things that I did off camera, and you guys are seeing for the first time now on video. That being this pathway here. I really spruced it up. Made it a lot more plush with stone and gravel and cobble. So made this little thing here. These little buildings, world DL note, floor plan for the yard area will be built here. Okay, and pigs will be moved to stables. So this obviously is just cobble laying on the ground. It has no purpose at all. But I want to have like a little outside room here where these pigs kind of are, attached to this floor plan here, which is the house. And the house is, the front of it's going to be right here. The front of the house is going to be right there. So that house will face that way. This house is facing this way, obviously. And world DL note, roof plus interior to be finished, clearly. Just like I have in this one. World DL note, interior will be finished here as well. Yep, definitely needed. So this house will be built and it'll have a little bit of a yard, which I want to have almost like a little, in my brain, I think that it should be like a little quarry. Like this guy could be a stonesmith or something, whoever lives in this house. This room here, there's nothing here. I was thinking maybe that's where I could put the list of things I have to do. But why would it be in the wall? That doesn't really make much sense. So I'm just walling that up again. And seal the deal here. There we go. Another sign is back here. World DL note. Back hall to cut into the wall. So I'm not going to remove this sign because this will remind me. But I actually thought, like, why don't I build up this and just dig into the wall here? Because there's nothing here. I could literally expand this house as far as I wanted into this wall. And the only thing I'd have to do is like seal this up, you know, like that, which you don't see from the inside or outside anyway. So why don't I do that, right? It makes so much sense. And when I was working on the world download, while I was working on the world before the download, I just kind of had that thought, that epiphany, if you will, and I was like, wow, why didn't I think of that before? Here I'm trying to squeeze as much space as I can into like 2 or 3 blocks. Oh yeah, I can just dig into the wall. Duh. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing. Probably up to that spot right there. So like right to here, I could dig in. And then all of this, just cut it all out. There we go. So, bam, bam, bam. Getting things done on the checklist, it seems. And that'll be the size of the interior, just like that, I think. Pretty cool. What else? This right here. World DL note. All beacons will be completed. If you dig down, you will find iron block placement. So what that means in English is that if you dig down, break this, you can actually see that I am working at filling in these blocks of iron. It's not done yet. By far, not done yet. I don't know how some people have as much iron as they do, but I clearly don't. So, with that said, I am working the best I can. Can't see it from there, right? Okay, good. Working the best I can at getting those completed. And once I do, I have speed and haste right now. And then I want to get the tier 2 stuff going and finish all 4 beacons right around this little wizard's tower where I can enchant stuff. That'll look kind of cool. Did I break that sign? I can break this sign. There we go. Okay, let's just go outside here. World DL note, vines to be replaced with leaves, question mark. So as you see, I have all these vines around, and it looks okay, but it looks to me almost like a very old school way of building in Minecraft. And I would prefer kind of more like the way that Fabe does it. Often I see him do it, and the way that I did it when I was doing the Hall of Heroes in our Days of Future Past style world in the future, where the vines were leaves, and I love it when the vines are leaves. And I thought that maybe if I used vines, because vines is obviously easier, you don't have to hand place them. Well, you do, but you don't have to place all the leaves all the way around. They spread themselves. I thought it would be easier. I thought it would look okay, but I'm thinking now that if I put leaves, it would just make it look that much more epic. So I'm thinking of changing them all to leaves. Note, furniture will change. So this furniture that you see here, I just kind of put for fun. And it's really, I don't really even need patio furniture and stuff. But I would love for there to be at least a little bit of something different. Maybe benches or different tables or something. I don't like the way that, these very, very typical Minecraft stair is a seat, and the piston with the, or not the piston, the fence piece with the pressure plate on top. Very typical Minecraft. I don't want that. I want to make it look a little bit more professional. So I'm going to replace it with something else eventually. Go outside. So that I'm going to remove. Go outside. What does this say? More floor plans. These are. That's all there is to it. I just mocked these up for the world download to show you guys kind of where I was going to be placing buildings. This one being a pretty big one. I don't know what this building is going to be about or how I'm going to be able to make that roof look good, but just 2 new buildings. Pathway, of course, going to them. Pathway coming down here a little bit, but that's where I stopped. And this sign says, builds will fill this empty area left and forward. So what does that mean? Means if you look to your left, there will be builds here. If you look forward, there will be builds here. So basically this entire empty little swampy field here with the mushrooms in it, all that you see beside the pathway and the docks will be filled with similar buildings and stuff like that. The docklands here, I think I left a sign for that as well. Pretty sure I did. There it is. The docklands, as I call them, kind of taking a page out of where we're staying in London, the London docklands. It will be finished. What am I doing? Hitting it with bread. It will be finished. So this is by far not the finished look. This by far is not the finished look. I will have more little what would you even call those little storage areas? And I'll have dock equipment, cranes, little vendors maybe along the side. Here is what I always envisioned, was little vendor stands around. Let's see. Okay, here's another one right here. We'll build new fence and add the pig area. So obviously those 2 pigs that are over there will be moved over to here. But we've got to do something about the animals escaping through the fences. So I'm going to completely change how this looks. And I was actually thinking of a design kind of like this, where the entire fenced area would be kind of like this. Just almost a double wall. It still looks very fence-like. I can even put corner pieces if I wanted, I guess. Still looks very fence-like, but they can't escape. And it's made out of stone or whatever block I choose. I could do wood, I suppose. Make it look a little bit more farm-esque. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish that at a later time. And that'll keep them separated. Let's see. Okay, I also added a sign way over here. And this is one that I don't think a lot of people will find. Unless they're walking in this way to see Fabe's new giant tree things. But I left one right here. And it says, World DL note. These mines will be updated for use. And this is something that I planned since I took over this spot, basically, and saw this giant pit. So I went down here finally and started to excavate it a little bit. And I made this kind of a interesting path. And this is mostly, like, starting from right here, I started cutting this all out manually. So this is all me cutting this out. I built this little pathway across. That doesn't look very good right now. I'm going to obviously modify this. And then right here I started getting lazy and I was like, where do I go from here? How do I get down from here? What do I do from here? So this is where I just started kind of planning. So you're going to come down here and this will be walled off. I don't have any stone or anything, but this will be walled off. And you can come down this way. And right here is where I'm going to have my strip mines. So that's what this is all about right here, is that these are my diamond mines. And this is where I'm going to have, as opposed to mindless mining, which I'll probably still, well, obviously I'll still do mindless mining, and probably way more than this. But just for fun, I want to have a strip mine of my own as well. You obviously find way more diamonds in your own strip mine than you would in mindless mining, because all the tunnels are yours. So that's what my intention is to have a strip mine there. And hopefully nobody really minds. I mean, the thing is that since it's so close, it's going to be heading almost towards Fabe's house. And I don't know how much strip mining he's done under his base, if any. But it's going to be eventually getting that far out there, probably. I hope it just doesn't interfere with him, and both MK are in that direction. And the reason I didn't go in the opposite direction, you'll wonder, why didn't I go this way? Is because I've kind of already excavated this entire area, like underneath the donor hall. It's already all excavated. It's hard to believe, but it's the truth. It's essentially all strip mined already. So no point in me going that way. I'd just be going through tunnels that have already been excavated. And that doesn't make much sense. So let's go, and this will be rounding off the tour of these signs. That's where I'll end the video as well. There were two signs here and I broke them, and I did that before I was going to record. So I'll tell you what they said. Basically, one was saying that the roof here will be finished eventually. As you can see, it hasn't been looked at even once. And there was another right here, and it said that the lighting in these pillars has to be fixed, because right now I'm using torches because otherwise it's too dark. And I need to think of something to light these up that isn't a torch. And I don't know really how. Like, I love hiding the lighting, like you can see right in there, hiding the glowstone lighting. But there's no real way to hide it in these pillars unless I make them like 3 wide. Then I could put the thing right into the middle of the pillar, but then it messes up my design a little bit. I don't know. I really don't know. I'll have to figure that one out. So lighting is going to be an issue here a little bit. And the ceiling has to be done. And I finished this before the world download as well. This little entranceway here. Because I was always wondering, like, how do I tie this in? How do I make this part combine with the stairs here? So I did it. I can't believe I did it, but I did it. And I made this little entranceway here with the diorite pillars, which I think actually looks very nice, especially on the ceiling for some reason. I just like how the light casts against it. And then here I have World DL note. Need to design this wall. This wall right here could be like a giant mural. It could even be a pixel art. It could be anything. This wall right back here. So that's where, like, if you have the world download, I want you to load up the world, come to this spot right here, and build. I want to see what you guys can build. Actually, I might, well, maybe not. It looks weird with this wall being solid and this wall not being solid. I might break this all through. Just like this, actually. Yeah, up to that spot right there. And then just like this. And there. There we go. There we go. That looks better to my eyes already. Anyway, this wall right here. If you guys have the world download, come into the world, come to this spot, and design something on this wall. It could be a pattern. It could be an image. Like I said, it could even be pixel art. It could be, you could put maybe a giant map here. You could do a giant saying or a word, or like to your imagination. It could be like this. It could even be like one of the dropper maps and just be like a giant hole in the wall that like has this weird spirally shape that as you get closer to it, it opens up. And I don't know, it could be like different patterns of glass and all 3D and cut out way into the wall. Show me what you can come up with. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. I want to, now that I'm saying that, like, the 3D-ness, like, I almost want to have, like, glass here. And then beyond the glass, have just this massive, massive, massive cutout room that you can't even get to. And it'll just be, like, giant black room with stars in it or something. Like, for miles and miles you could see it. That would be so cool. I don't know. Something interesting like that, maybe. Okay, let's see. Oops, I missed a sign. This floor to integrate with the pillars. So this floor is obviously not going to stay this way. It's all cut out right now. It's all excavated as well. And I'm going to design the floor to blend in with these pillars and this cobblestone here. I'm just kind of trying to come up with ideas. I'm sort of lost on it right now, but I'll figure it out eventually. Eventually, I'll figure it out, and then we'll have a working floor. Finally. Let's see. Lights on. More dynamic lighting to be added. Possibly the front and back stained glass. So that's an idea I had when I walked in here and I was thinking about what I could do to update this place. You guys see how we have the dynamic lighting at the top there. All these pillars have dynamic lighting. Even this one at the front that we can almost never see change. There it is. So I was thinking, wouldn't it be really, really, really cool if this back stained glass, and this front one, as a matter of fact, but if the both of them were completely dark, picture it completely dark, you wouldn't even be able to see it from the other side of the room very much. You'd see just a little bit of a reflection of it, but you wouldn't see anything else of it. It would all be dark. And then you walk through the room, and then that whole back thing lights up. Wouldn't that be just so absolutely epic? I think so. So that's one idea for changing the dynamic lighting. And I was also thinking like inside the pillars as well. Not these. These will never change. The ones on the walkways will unfortunately never change because like I said, you can see them from the bottom. But in the pillars, why not? Right? There's lots and lots of glowstone in the pillars. Right there, 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 there. So that's lots. That could all be dynamic. All have redstone going throughout. And all this whole place just be really dark. Well, as dark as you can make it with glowstone pathways. But what I envision, so envision this, open your mind to this idea, is that when you walk in here, this will all be dark. This whole thing will all be dark. There'll just be a very soft glow from these lights up here. You can still see the little bit of a glow coming through. The rest will all be dark. The only thing lit up will be the pathways. All down here will be dark. It'll all be pitch black. You won't see a thing. The only thing you'll see are the light colors of the pathways. And as you walk through, it all lights up. This whole room just lights up everywhere. The pillars light up. The back stained glass lights up. The bottom lights up. That's what I envision. That's what I want. That would be so cool if I could pull that off. So I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best. World DL. Look up. The empty spots will be peaked. Eh? What does that mean? Well, at the beginning of this episode, I had a bunch of blocks in my inventory. I still do. Some quartz, wood slabs, stone brick slabs, and the like, and even some diorite. What I was trying was different designs for in the middle up here, and I was going to include that in the world download. I actually came back, took it out before the world download was made, because I didn't want to spoil too much, and I didn't really like how it was looking. But I'm thinking of putting in these giant, like, almost pyramid shapes in the middle. That's what I mean by peaks, that they will be peaked. Having, like, almost a pyramid shape in the middle, that is hollow, so it would be made out of like different blocks, but you'd still be able to see through it and give it like a 3D texture. But I don't know. I'm still very much on the fence about that, so that's why I took it down. I don't know if I like it. I might change it. You can see a heart shape in the shadow. I don't know what I could do up there. I could do just a round shape, which is maybe typical. I don't know yet. I'm thinking about it every day. What's this? Area on floor below will be terraformed. Ah, yes. So this one, you see right now it's checkerboard, and we got all those slabs down there. What I intend to do is make it terraformed. So from the very beginning of when I started designing this whole room, I wanted water down there. You guys had the little fountain that ran across where the checkerboard is now, right down there. And the idea was that each of these interior spots, like right in front of this big pillar, right here, would be a tree. Tree, tree, tree. And I still go back to that idea in my mind. I would still like to see some green down there, some plants, some foliage, some life. So I want to be able to do that. Obviously, mobs and stuff then become an issue, but I think I could light it up well enough that it wouldn't be. It should be okay. So I still, to this day, want to terraform this all somehow, some way. So we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Okay, this is the final arch shape. Follow the blue. So all that means is, I think I showed this in one of the other videos and stuff, is that this is the final arch shape following these blue hardened clay, stained clay. If you follow the blue, and actually if you follow the stone brick right here, that will be the arch shape. So this will all be filled in, probably by just stone brick. I could even probably just go across and do that, and then maybe make a pattern inside of that. But that's going to be the shape. That's going to be the shape, is following the blue across. That'll be the pillar arch shape. So these are basically finished. Where you see that little arch there, that's the finished arch design that we've been working on since we started building this room. And I'm so excited to see this thing finished. Whoops, I forgot that for the world download. Oh no! There's 2 blocks missing on each side. Whoops! Not to mention that the middles, the blue is missing too. Man, I can't believe I forgot that and only noticed it just now. I was running back and forth through here all day. Oh well. No big loss in any case. Oh, and on the other side too? What? What am I even doing? But anyway, I'm more concerned about designing these middle parts. That's really the big thing. So, in any case, that is my little world download tour. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Until we meet again, like this video, comment below, and do all those other awesome things people do. Where did that little zombie come from? I heard him. I hear you. I hear you. Where are you? See, this is as much as it annoys me. There he is. He's in my old reed farm. Get out of here. Guess this is kind of a dark spot. That's how much it annoys me, though. You can see. I need to kill them. I will even break my build to do it. There we go. So, like this video, comment below, do all those other awesome things people do. And we'll see you next time on TimeShot. Again, thank you, Squidgy, for the game. If you guys want to donate to that, you can find the TimeShot Steam group on our Reddit page, reddit.com/r/TimeShot. And then find me from there and find my wish list from there. If you guys want to contribute to donations for that donor haul, the link is in the description of TimeShot videos only. And I appreciate every single one that I get. And with that, I think I'm done for the day. So, we'll be seeing ya on TimeShot. Bye-bye.